When was the last time you threw away a rubber band, a lemon, or a used tea bag without realizing you just tossed out the solution to a problem you've been fighting for years? Stay right here, because today we are counting down 43 of the most brilliant old-school life hacks straight from Grandma's playbook. And I promise you, these are not the tired recycled tips you have seen 100 times before. These are the real ones, the ones that actually work, the ones passed down through kitchens and living rooms and handwritten notes tucked inside recipe boxes. Let's get into it. Number 43. Freshen your fridge with vanilla extract. Dab a few drops of pure vanilla extract onto a cotton ball and place it on a small dish in the back of your refrigerator. The vanilla molecules are volatile, meaning they evaporate slowly and continuously, neutralizing the odor compounds from leftovers and produce. Within a day, your fridge will smell like a bakery instead of last Tuesday's fish dinner. Number 42. Silence, a squeaky floorboard with baby powder. Pour a small amount of baby powder directly into the cracks around the squeaky board. Work it in with a soft brush or your fingers, then step on the board repeatedly to help the powder settle deep into the gap. The powder acts as a dry lubricant, reducing the wood-on-wood friction that creates that annoying creak every time you walk past at midnight. Number 41. Remove a stripped screw with a rubber band. Place a wide rubber band flat over the head of the stripped screw, then press your screwdriver firmly into it and turn slowly. The rubber fills in the damaged grooves of the screw head and creates enough extra grip and friction to catch and turn a screw that your screwdriver alone simply cannot budge. Number 40. Keep brown sugar soft with a piece of bread. Toss one slice of regular sandwich bread into your brown sugar container and seal it. The sugar draws moisture from the bread through osmosis, keeping itself perfectly soft and clump-free. Check the bread every few days and replace it when it dries out completely. No more attacking a brick of brown sugar with a fork ever again. Number 39. Clean cast iron with coarse salt. Pour a generous layer of coarse kosher salt into your cast iron skillet while it is still slightly warm. Use a folded paper towel to scrub the salt around the surface in circular motions. The salt crystals act as an abrasive that lifts stuck food particles without stripping away the seasoning the way soap and water would. Dump the salt, dry the pan, and rub a thin layer of oil over it before storing. Number 38. Stop hiccups with a spoonful of sugar. Swallow 1 level teaspoon of granulated sugar without water. The graininess of the sugar is believed to stimulate the vagus nerve in your throat, which helps reset the diaphragm's involuntary spasms. It works surprisingly fast and is far more pleasant than someone jumping out from behind a door to scare you. Number 37. Use chalk to repel ants. Draw thick chalk lines across any entry points around your windows, door frames, and baseboards where you see ants entering. Ants navigate using scent trails, and the calcium carbonate in chalk disrupts and masks those chemical signals. They will refuse to cross the line, literally. Number 36. Sharpen scissors with aluminum foil. Fold a sheet of standard aluminum foil into multiple layers and cut through it with your dull scissors 8 to 10 times. The foil gently hones the metal edges of the blades as they cut through it, realigning and slightly sharpening the cutting edge, the same way a whetstone works on a knife, just on a smaller scale. Number 35. Fix a wobbly table leg with a wine cork. Slice thin rounds from a wine cork and glue, or wedge them under the short leg of a wobbly table. Cork is naturally compressible and grippy, so it conforms to uneven floors and holds the table steady without scratching your floor surface. This works on chairs too. Number 34. Remove water rings from wood with mayonnaise. Apply a thin layer of full-fat mayonnaise directly onto the white water stain on your wooden furniture. Let it sit for at least an hour, then wipe away with a clean cloth. The oils in the mayonnaise penetrate the wood fibers and displace the trapped moisture that causes the cloudy white ring. Your table looks like the ring never existed. Number 33. Keep celery fresh for weeks with aluminum foil. Remove celery from any plastic bag it came in. Wrap it tightly in aluminum foil and store it in your crisper drawer. Plastic traps the ethylene gas that celery naturally releases, accelerating its decay. Aluminum foil allows that gas to escape while still maintaining the right level of humidity around the stalks, keeping them crisp for up to 4 weeks. Number 32. Deodorize your shoes with baking soda. Pour 2 tablespoons of baking soda directly into each shoe before bed and let it sit overnight. Baking soda is an amphoteric compound, meaning it can react with both acidic and alkaline odor molecules, neutralizing them chemically rather than just masking them. Shake out the powder in the morning and your shoes will smell genuinely clean. Number 31. Open a stuck jar lid with rubber gloves. Pull on a pair of rubber dishwashing gloves before attempting to open a stubborn jar lid. The rubber dramatically increases the friction between your hand and the metal lid, giving you the grip strength needed to break the vacuum seal that forms during the canning or pasteurization process. It works every single time. Number 30. Revive wilted lettuce with ice water. Submerge wilted lettuce leaves in a large bowl of ice-cold water for 30 minutes. Plant cells lose their rigidity when they lose water, causing wilting. Cold water causes those cells to absorb moisture again through osmosis, restoring the turgor pressure inside the cell walls and bringing your lettuce back to its original crisp, perky state. Number 29. Use a walnut to hide scratches in wood furniture. Rub the meat of a shelled walnut directly over a scratch in your wooden furniture in the direction of the grain. The natural oils in the walnut penetrate the exposed wood fibers of the scratch, and the brown pigment tones help blend the damaged area with the surrounding finish. Buff lightly with a soft cloth afterward, and the scratch nearly disappears. Number 28. Stop a candle from dripping with salt. Before you light a new candle, sprinkle a small amount of fine table salt around the outer edge of the wick area while the wax is still solid. Salt raises the melting point of the wax around the edges, slowing the rate at which the candle liquefies and runs down the side. You get a much cleaner, longer, drip-free burn. Number 27. Clean foggy headlights with toothpaste. Squeeze a generous amount of plain white toothpaste, not gel, onto a damp cloth and rub it firmly over your yellowed or foggy headlight covers in circular motions for 2 to 3 minutes. The mild abrasives in toothpaste, the same ones that remove plaque from enamel, polish away the oxidized layer of plastic that causes headlights to become cloudy. Rinse with water and buff dry for noticeably clearer lights. Number 26. Keep potatoes from sprouting with an apple. Store 1 apple in the same bin or bag as your potatoes. Apples release ethylene gas, which actually suppresses the natural sprouting process in potatoes by inhibiting the enzymes responsible for growth. A single apple can keep a whole bag of potatoes sprout-free for weeks longer than they would otherwise last. Number 25. Remove ink stains with milk. Soak the ink-stained fabric in whole milk for several hours or overnight. The proteins and enzymes naturally present in milk help break down the chemical bonds within ink pigments, loosening them from the fabric fibers so they can be rinsed and washed away more effectively. Finish with a cold water rinse and a normal wash cycle. Number 24. Use a lemon to clean your microwave. Cut a lemon in half and place both halves cut side down in a microwave-safe bowl with half a cup of water. Run the microwave on high for 3 minutes, then let the bowl sit inside with the door closed for 5 additional minutes without opening it. The steam generated is infused with citric acid from the lemon, which softens and loosens all the baked-on food splatters on the interior walls. Wipe everything down with a damp cloth, and it all comes off effortlessly. Number 23. Prevent glasses from fogging with shaving cream. Apply a small dab of shaving cream to both lenses of your eyeglasses and rub it in gently with a soft cloth, then wipe clean. Shaving cream leaves behind a thin, invisible surfactant film that reduces the surface tension of water, preventing the tiny water droplets that cause fogging from forming and clinging to the lens. This works on bathroom mirrors too. Number 22. Remove a splinter with white glue. Spread a thin layer of white school glue over the area where the splinter is lodged and allow it to dry completely, which takes about 10 to 15 minutes. Once dry, peel the glue away in one slow, deliberate motion in the opposite direction from the entry angle of the splinter. The dried glue adheres to the tip of the splinter and draws it out with far less pain than tweezers or a needle. Number 21. Keep paintbrushes soft overnight with plastic wrap. If you are halfway through a painting project and need to stop overnight without cleaning your brushes, wrap them tightly in plastic cling wrap, sealing around the bristles completely, and place them in the refrigerator. The cold temperature slows down the oxidation process that causes paint to cure and harden, keeping your brushes workably soft and fresh for the next day without wasting any paint thinner. Number 20. Unclog a drain with baking soda and vinegar. Pour half a cup of baking soda directly down the drain, followed immediately by 1 cup of white vinegar. Cover the drain opening with a cloth or stopper to force the chemical reaction downward rather than bubbling back up. The resulting fizzing reaction creates carbon dioxide gas and agitation that breaks up grease, soap scum, and debris coating the pipe walls. After 15 minutes, flush with a full kettle of boiling water. Number 19. Ripen bananas quickly in the oven. Place unpeeled bananas on a baking sheet and bake them at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes until the skins turn completely black. The heat rapidly accelerates the enzymatic conversion of starches into sugars inside the banana, mimicking the natural ripening process in a fraction of the time. The result is soft, sweet, perfectly ripe banana flesh, ideal for baking. Number 18. Remove red wine stains with club soda. Pour club soda directly onto a fresh red wine stain immediately and let it fizz for 1 to 2 minutes before blotting with a clean white cloth. Never rub. The carbonation in the club soda agitates the wine molecules within the fabric fibers, and the slight salt content helps draw the pigment up and out of the material rather than pushing it deeper in. Blot from the outside edges of the stain inward to prevent spreading. Number 17. Polish silver with ketchup. Apply plain ketchup to tarnished silver items and let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes. Then scrub gently with an old toothbrush and rinse clean. The acetic acid from the vinegar and ketchup and the mild abrasive quality of its tomato solids work together to dissolve and physically remove the silver sulfide layer that forms on silver surfaces, which is exactly what causes that dark, dull tarnish. Number 16. Stop bread from going stale with a rib of celery. Place 1 stalk of celery inside your bread bag before sealing it and storing it. Bread stales primarily through moisture migration, meaning it dries out. The celery releases just enough moisture into the enclosed space to slow that process significantly, keeping your bread soft for 2 to 3 extra days without making it soggy. Number 15. Fix a stuck zipper with a graphite pencil. Rub the tip of a standard graphite pencil up and down the teeth of a stuck zipper several times. Graphite is a dry lubricant made of carbon layers that slide easily against one another, reducing the metal-on-metal friction that causes the zipper to catch and stick. Work the zipper back and forth a few times, and you will feel it begin to glide freely. Number 14. Preserve fresh herbs by freezing them in olive oil. Chop your fresh herbs finely, pack them into an ice cube tray, pour olive oil over them to fill each compartment completely, and freeze. The olive oil acts as a protective barrier around the delicate herb cells, preventing the freezer burn and blackening that would occur if you froze the herbs bare. Pop out a cube whenever your recipe calls for fresh herbs and add it directly to your pan. Number 13. Remove grease stains from clothing with chalk. Rub white chalk directly over a fresh grease or oil stain on fabric as soon as possible. The calcium carbonate in chalk is highly absorbent and will begin pulling the oil up and away from the fabric fibers before it has a chance to set. Let it sit for 10 minutes, brush off the chalk, and send the garment through a normal wash cycle. Number 12. Keep nail polish from thickening with nail polish remover. Add 2 to 3 drops of pure acetone nail polish remover to your thickened nail polish bottle. Close the lid tightly and roll the bottle between your palms for 30 seconds rather than shaking it. Shaking introduces air bubbles that cause streaking. Rolling blends the solvent in smoothly, thinning the polish back to its original workable consistency without affecting the color or formula. Number 11. Clean burnt pots with a dryer sheet. Fill a burnt pot with warm water and drop one dryer sheet in, letting it soak overnight. The surfactants and softening agents in dryer sheets work to break down the carbon bonds in burnt food residue, loosening its grip on the metal surface. By morning, the burnt layer will wipe away with minimal scrubbing, leaving your pot clean without harsh chemical cleaners. Number 10. Keep cut flowers fresh longer with aspirin. Dissolve one uncoated regular aspirin tablet in the water of your flower vase before arranging your cut flowers. The acetylsalicylic acid in aspirin lowers the pH of the water, making it slightly acidic. This slows bacterial growth at the cut stem ends and improves water uptake into the flowers, helping them stay hydrated and vibrant for several days longer than they would in plain tap water. Number 9. Use a rubber band around a paint can to wipe your brush. Stretch a rubber band vertically over an open paint can from top to bottom so it runs across the opening of the can. Use this band as a wiper by drawing your loaded paintbrush across it to remove excess paint before applying it to your wall. This keeps paint from collecting on the rim of the can, which prevents the lid from sealing properly and the paint from drying out later. Number 8. Prevent pots from boiling over with a wooden spoon. Lay a wooden spoon horizontally across the top of your pot of boiling water or pasta. When the foam rises and makes contact with the dry wood of the spoon, it causes the bubbles to burst because the spoon disrupts the surface tension of the foam. The boil subsides immediately and does not overflow. It seems almost magical the first time you see it work. Number 7. Use used tea bags to reduce eye puffiness. After brewing your morning tea, allow the used tea bags to cool completely, and then place them in the refrigerator for 20 minutes. Lay them over your closed eyes for 10 to 15 minutes. The tannins naturally present in tea cause vasoconstriction, meaning they cause blood vessels to constrict and tighten. This reduces swelling and fluid accumulation under the skin around your eyes, visibly reducing puffiness. Number 6. Tighten loose eyeglass screws with clear nail polish. Apply one tiny drop of clear nail polish directly to the threads of a tiny loosened eyeglass screw and allow it to dry before wearing the glasses again. The polish acts as a mild thread locker, filling the microscopic gaps between the screw threads and the frame, preventing the screw from vibrating loose again throughout daily use. This buys you weeks or even months before you need a proper repair. Number 5. Remove deodorant marks from clothing with a nylon stocking. Take a clean, balled-up nylon stocking or even a scrap of pantyhose and rub it vigorously over white deodorant marks on dark fabric. The nylon material creates just the right level of friction to literally buff away the residue of aluminum-based deodorant compounds from the surface of the fabric fibers without damaging the material or leaving behind any marks of its own. Number 4. Unclog a shower head with white vinegar. Fill a sturdy plastic bag with undiluted white vinegar and secure it around your clogged shower head using a rubber band or twist tie, so the shower head is completely submerged in the vinegar. Grandma would leave it overnight for a minimum of 8 hours. The acetic acid in the vinegar dissolves calcium carbonate and mineral deposits, which are the crusty white buildup that blocks your shower head holes and reduces water pressure. Remove the bag in the morning and run the shower on hot to flush everything out. Number 3. Use beeswax to stop drawers from sticking. Rub a stick of plain beeswax or even a white candle along the wooden runners and edges of a drawer that sticks and is difficult to open. The wax deposits a thin, smooth layer over the rough wood surface, dramatically reducing friction between the drawer and its housing. Pull the drawer in and out a few times to spread the wax evenly, and you will immediately notice how much more smoothly it glides. Number 2. Preserve cheese longer by wrapping it in vinegar-dampened cloth. Lightly dampen a clean piece of cheesecloth or a paper towel with plain white vinegar. Wring out the excess so it is just barely moist, and wrap your hard cheese in it before placing it in the refrigerator inside a loosely sealed bag. The acidic environment created by the vinegar inhibits the growth of mold on the surface of the cheese without penetrating it or affecting the flavor of the cheese inside. And we have arrived at number 1, and this is the one Grandma swears by above everything else: Vaseline on the soles of your feet. Here is exactly how she does it. Every single night before bed, Grandma sits at the edge of her bed with a small jar of petroleum jelly and scoops out a generous dollop, about the size of a large grape, for each foot. She works the Vaseline thoroughly into the heel, the arch, the ball of the foot, and between each toe, spending a full minute on each foot massaging it in with her thumbs. Then she pulls on a pair of thick cotton socks and goes to sleep, never rinsing it off. Here's why this works so brilliantly. Petroleum jelly is what dermatologists call an occlusive moisturizer, which means it does not actually add water to the skin. What it does is form a completely airtight barrier over the skin's surface that locks in the moisture your body is already trying to maintain. Overnight, as your body temperature stays warm under the covers, this seal allows the outermost skin cells to rehydrate deeply and slowly. The thick cotton socks serve 2 purposes. They enhance this occlusive effect further by preventing any evaporation, and they allow you to walk around without slipping on hard floors. The reason Grandma's heels are impossibly soft despite decades of life is this one ritual done consistently. Cracked heels, rough patches, calluses, all of it gradually softens and heals with regular use. Dermatologists recommend this exact method, often calling it occlusive therapy or slugging for the feet, and it is one of the most effective and inexpensive foot care treatments in existence. The simple jar of Vaseline that costs $2 at the drugstore is doing what a $40 foot cream only partially achieves. Now here is something worth sitting with. The most effective solutions in the world are usually the simplest ones. Grandma did not have a cabinet full of expensive single-use products for every problem that came her way. She understood her ingredients, she understood why things worked, and she built habits around solutions that cost almost nothing and lasted a lifetime. These 43 hacks are proof that wisdom does not come with a price tag. It comes with attention and experience. Take even 3 or 4 of these into your daily life, and you will immediately notice the difference they make. And if you have a grandma in your life, call her today, because she is sitting on a treasure chest of knowledge that no algorithm will ever replace.